RC Flyer. My name's Brandon. We are going to go over my top 10 UMXs, starting from my least favorite all the way to number 1. So let's get started.
10.
All right, starting at number 10, the E-Flite Radian. This is a good starter plane, easy to fly, has safe mode. It flies on a 1-cell, 3.7 volt, 150 milliamp, small, tiny battery that goes in here. The only con to this plane, I would say, is that it can't fly in wind. I know it's a glider, but it's really not. But it is a great starter plane. My son flies this all the time. So this is my number 10 UMX. And we're off. This plane has safe mode. Extremely easy to fly. You can see the wind pounding it. It's actually doing pretty good with the wind. Oh yeah, look. This is 0 throttle. Not going anywhere. Give it some more throttle. It can do a... What? Can do some things. Easy to fly, beginner friendly plane. And we'll just take her in for a landing.
9.
All right, at number 9, the UMX Turbo Timber Evolution. Good looking plane, love the blue, flies great. Very quiet plane, good flyer. Some of the cons, it's slow. Acrobatics are slow. It doesn't fly that well in wind at all. But at number 9, you have the Turbo Timber Evolution UMX. And we're up. You probably can tell already one big difference between the Timber X. It's quiet. Full speed pass. Do a nice slow pass. Nice and slow. Around. Landing flaps are out.
Eight.
All right, guys, at number 8 is UMX Twin Otter. Some of the pros, this thing flies great on land and on water if you get the optional pontoon floats for this. Has lights, really fun to fly, but it does have its drawbacks. It has a fixed rudder, uses counter twin motors. The battery is actually a 1S 3.7 volt 800 milliamp. So this thing actually hauls pretty fast and goes pretty well on a 1S for what the size is. Not good in the wind, does not fight the wind. But again, my number 8 pick, the UMX Twin Otter. And we're just gonna fly it a little slow around so you can just take a look at how pretty this plane is, how quiet it is. This runs on the 1-cell. This is the full throttle pass right here. 0 throttle. Then we'll give it up. And then we'll show you some acrobatics it can do. It can roll. The roll rate's pretty good. Again, we'll take her right back down past us. All right, we'll take her in for a landing. All right, final approach.
7.
My number 7, the UMX Timber X. Has lights, flies very well, almost a 3D capable plane, does very fast maneuvers, not good in the wind with the short wingspan. It kind of has some flight issues. Lands great with the 2 larger tires, just like the Turbo Timber Evolution. And again, at number 7 is the Timber X UMX by E-Flite. All right, we're up. And again, this plane is more loud. And if you can see it, it's more friendly to 3D flying. It's more friendly to 3D flying. Look at that roll rate. Loops. Come down and take a nice landing.
6.
All right, at number 6, the UMX Voodoo. One of the best paint jobs of all of them. Pros, extremely fast, extremely capable plane, extremely quiet. Flies on a 3S. Some of the drawbacks, cons, the landing gear, very weak. Almost to the point where you have to reset it all the time. You can take them off and do belly landings, but highly not recommended. A very tight spot for the battery, so it's kind of tough getting the battery in and fitting it. And with it being a tail dragger and this small, and you have to come in pretty fast landing, it is at times hard to land and land without crashing it or nose diving it. But again, at number 6, UMX Voodoo. And we're up. You can see right away, or you can hear right away, that she's very quiet. That's what we like. She is one of the fastest in the fleet of UMX. That is full on out. I'm going about 30% throttle. All right, now we're gonna come in for a landing.
Five.
All right, guys, we're halfway done. My number 5 pick, the UMX Pitts. Beautiful, beautiful plane, awesome paint job. This thing flies on rails, guys. This thing is fast, very maneuverable, spins so fast, it's unbelievable. Some of the cons, it's extremely loud. Can be hard to land. You have to keep throttle due to the fact that the wingspan is really tight. But a very fun plane nonetheless. Flies on a 3S. And again, at number 5, the UMX Pitts. Very capable plane. Very pretty plane. This is full throttle. But can do a lot of tricks. Here's a low pass, beautiful plane. I'm gonna come around. And then we're gonna land her. Because of how short the wingspan is, this thing, you gotta keep the throttle up to land it. Just like that. All right, let's take her down one more time. And there you go.
4.
All right, at the number 4, the A10 Thunderbolt 2. Extremely fast plane. This plane flies on an 850 milliamp. Biggest battery that I run for all my planes. I got 2 dual motors. Extremely fun, extremely fast. If you haven't caught it yet, check out my speed test and you can see how fast this really goes. This thing, cons can be hard to land, bouncy, got to keep throttle, but once you get the hang of it, it's not real hard. I would say this is an extremely loud plane. These 2 motors, EDF, are extremely loud, so people are going to hear you coming. But again, number 4, the A10. And she's up. Fun plane, fun plane. Low pass. You can tell she's loud. Take her down. Bring her back over. All right, now we're gonna take her in for a landing. Got to keep the throttle on for this. And there we go.
3,
All right, at number 3, UMX Air Tractor. Great paint scheme. This yellow you can see really well in the sky. It's a quiet plane, flies great, easy to land. Not many cons to this. I don't think anything. Has lights, all around lights. Yeah, just a great plane to fly, especially for a low wing plane. Cuts through the air very fast, easy to land. Also has flaps, landing flaps and takeoff flaps. So does, I didn't mention this, so does the Turbo Timber Evolution, and so does the Timber X. The Timber X actually has flapperons. So kind of neat, slows things down for these planes. Check it out. And we're up. Into the wind we go. Ah, look at that thing. We'll come right through the trees and right past us. The wind did pick up just a minute ago. This is about 30%. 100% full throttle. You can't even hear it. Can't even hear it in the... So quiet. So quiet. Nice low pass. Into the wind, and then out. Oh yeah.
2,
My number 2 is the new UMX Waco. I don't know what to say. The best paint job, easy to fly, flies fairly fast, can fly very slow, very maneuverable. Again, way different than the Pitts. I do have a video if you guys want to check it out where I compare both because they do fly way different. I just prefer this over the Pitts. It's a lot easier handling. This is more beginner friendly. So check it out. This one does not have lights or anything, but again, a great plane. Number 2. Doesn't take much with the bi-wings to get this thing up in the air. We're gonna just take her slow, show you how slow you can do with this plane. Oh yeah, guys. All right, I'm gonna come around. Whoop. Come around. Full speed pass. And she'll fly upside down. This thing's more controllable than the Pitts. A lot more quiet than the Pitts, as you can see.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
Gorgeous plane. We'll do a nice roll, slow roll.
10.6 volts.
Come through, back over. We'll keep her nice and low to us, right overhead, and then through. So let's do it one more time. Coming in for a landing. Bleed off some speed.
One.
And at number 1, the brand new E-Flite UMX Consendo. You gotta get this. Again, if you want to see how fast, I have a video on how fast this goes. This can fly fast, slow. You can get over 10-minute plus flight times with how it glides. It flies inverted great. Also has flaperons to slow it down to land. Again, this is my #1 pick for UMX, guys. Best plane out there right now, all around. All right, now we're gonna take the UMX Consendo up. Just to show you, it does have the flaperons that I told you about.
Flaps up.
Now let's take her up.
Timer start.
And she's off.
Flaps up.
It is a pretty windy day. I got 0 throttle right now. This is a very capable plane. I'll show you some of the maneuvers. Extremely fast. And again, this is why this is my #1 choice for UMXs. Watch, full speed. Full speed. Look at this thing fly. That's 0 throttle. That's full speed. Unlimited vertical. And yeah, you can fly for ages with this plane. Super fun. All right, got the landing flaps out. Let's take her around and land it. All right, I didn't mention this before because I wanted to mention it now. These 7 planes use 1 battery. So you only need 1 battery and you can have fun with all these planes. This runs, all these planes run this battery right here. A 3S 300 milliamp 30C with the JT connector. I've got 4 batteries. I probably could have more, but I run all, they run the same battery for all these planes, which is a plus. All right, to conclude, from number 10 to number 1. And in the comments, let me know if you agree or disagree and why. Hope you enjoyed the video.